tonight. Another person dies from COVID-19, while 76 new cases were recorded as reported for December 3. Minister of Tourism states that the tourism sector has to find innovative methods to remain relevant and viable during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic.
We recognize that human capital development remains at the core of this innovation and a key component in ensuring tourism resilience and competitiveness.
Still tonight, 4 robbers arrested and firearms seized by the Kingston St Police following a robbery on Red Hills Road in St Andrew yesterday.
Was able to recover one 9mm pistol, HS 2000, and as a result of it we went to the back of the premises where the other men were also cordoned and they were held.
And JUCC confirms reports circulating on social media that 2 of their drivers were abducted and robbed at gunpoint outside the company's Rockford depot in Kingston earlier this week. Good evening. Another person has died from COVID-19 on the island, while 76 new cases of the virus were recorded as reported for December 3. The latest fatality is a 90-year-old man from St. James, taking the country's death toll to 260. Another death was also reported as under investigation. Meanwhile, the new cases are comprised of 41 males and 35 females, ranging in age from 1 to 99 years, according to reports from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. These cases takes the country's COVID-19 total to 10,987, of which 3,846 are active. Of the new cases, 17 are from St. James. St. Anne and St. Catherine both recorded 13 cases. Kingston and St. Andrew recorded 10 cases. 8 are from Hanover, 7 are from Trelawney, 4 are from Westmoreland and Clarendon, while Portland, St. Elizabeth and St. Thomas recorded 1 case each. The ministry classified 1 of the new cases as imported, 4 as contacts of confirmed cases, and the other 71 cases as under investigation. The ministry further stated that 116 patients have recovered from the virus, taking the total of the country's recoveries to 6,730. Still making news tonight, during the first in a series of webinars held by the Jamaica Center for Tourism Innovation yesterday, Minister Edmund Bartlett pointed out that during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the tourism sector has to find innovative methods to remain relevant and viable.
The new webinar series will become a staple method of targeted engagement for some of our key stakeholder groups to encourage more frequent dialogue. The world as we know it has changed significantly with the onset of coronavirus pandemic. Naturally, tourism processes, tools, structures, systems, and actors are being radically reviewed, reorganized, and remade in a bid to not only survive, but thrive after the pandemic. Tourism resilience is being tested. What this means is destinations across the globe must find innovative methods to remain relevant and viable in what will become an even more competitive industry. We recognize that human capital development remains at the core of this innovation and a key component in ensuring tourism resilience and competitiveness.
The tourism minister, in announcing the partnership with the University of West Indies Western Campus to offer training to workers in the sector, pointed out that these sector workers will be key in withstanding the new normal caused by the pandemic.
Our greatest resource lies with our people, the workers of the sector. They have been the driving force behind our successes and growth, and they will be the driving force behind our recovery. It is with this professionalism, creativity, and adaptability that the sector will be able to withstand what is now the new normal in tourism. They will be the key ingredients in pulling visitors by still creating unique experiences, even as we remain physically distant. So to remain top of mind in the market and maintain our competitive advantage, we must still focus on building our human capital by training and certifying them so as to increase their stackable credentials. So this is why we're working with the University of the West Indies to establish the first ever graduate certificate in tourism, which is to come out of the Western Jamaica campus of the UWI. And we're hoping that 2020 would have been the year, but COVID has intervened. We're all anxious to see this realized, and I'm really looking forward to 21 to see it come to fruition.
In news from Kingston and St Andrew, the Kingston Spring Police arrested 4 robbers and seized a firearm following a robbery on Red Hills Road. The police assigned to the anti-robbery initiative team in the parish responded to a robbery in progress on Red Hills Road at 3:20 p.m. A black Toyota Isis motor vehicle was intercepted along Charlton Alley. Now, Deputy Superintendent of Police Colin Milanese explained what happened at the scene.
As they came around the corner, so we intercepted them. The vehicle here collided with another vehicle that was in the path and crashed along this location. From that indication, the men jumped from the vehicle, firing at the police. They ran in different directions, and the police gave chase. Was able to recover one 9mm pistol, HS 2000, and as a result of it, we went to the back of the premises where the other men were also cordoned and they were held. West Kingston area, and they have committed a series of robberies from Hero Circle going all the way through to Portmore, coming back into the St Andrew North area.
He also said that this is not the first time that they have intercepted would-be robbers in this area.
It is not safe to come in the St Andrew North area, if any at all, to do robberies or any other crimes, because this is not the first that we have intercepted vehicles that have committed robbery. We have had one just about 3 months ago, where 3 other guns were recovered in that vehicle, and we continue to do the work in the St Andrew North Division, and we are all one team that is conducting cohesively to bring St Andrew North situations under control and to restore order, confidence, public order and public safety in the lives of the people that are in this community.
Now, yesterday's police operation was as a direct result of the anti-robbery initiative announced by Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson at a press conference held on Wednesday. In light of this recovery, law enforcement is appealing to anyone who was robbed in recent times to make contact with the Kingston Spring Police at 876-924-1421 or 876-924-1435. Additionally, persons who previously made reports are being encouraged to revisit their local police station. In other news tonight, the Jamaica Urban Transit Company Limited, JUCC, has confirmed reports circulating on social media that 2 of their drivers were abducted and robbed at gunpoint outside of the company's Rockford depot in Kingston earlier this week. Now, it is reported that at approximately 8 p.m. on Tuesday, the driver's shift ended and they were standing in front of the depot awaiting public transportation when a black 7-seater vehicle with red plates stopped. They reportedly boarded the taxi. However, upon reaching the vicinity of the Caribbean Cement Company, they were held at gunpoint and knife point, tied up and abducted by 3 men who were posing as passengers. They took their personal valuables, including cash and the company's identification cards. They reportedly drove around with the staff for 4 hours, eventually releasing them at the waterfront in downtown Kingston. Now, the company said in a statement that the matter has been reported to the police and an investigation into the incident is currently underway. The JUCC is urging the police command to treat this matter with alacrity to bring the perpetrators to justice and are further appealing to the police to increase their presence in the area to make staff and residents feel safe. Continuing with the news, Keith Duncan has been re-elected as president of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, for a second consecutive term. Mr. Duncan, who currently serves as the Chief Executive Officer of the Jamaica Money Market Brokers Group, was elected unopposed during a PSOJ Council meeting held in St Andrew yesterday. Mr. Duncan said the PSOJ has made headway in establishing oversight committees and engagement with task forces, including the Economic Recovery Task Force, National Consensus on Crime, and the Education COVID-19 Management Task Force. He further stated that it will take all hands to develop an inclusive Jamaica where the quality of life of people from all walks of life, particularly those who are most vulnerable, will be raised. Still tonight, Justice Patrick Brooks will on Monday be sworn in as the new president of the Court of Appeal, the culmination of a distinguished career spanning more than 4 decades. He replaces Justice Dennis Morrison, whose retirement took effect today after 4 years in charge. Morrison goes on pre-retirement leave following a special sitting of the court in his honor. Brooks will be sworn in by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen in a ceremony at King's House. Justice Brooks worked as a legal officer for 3 years at what was then the state-owned Jamaica Public Service Company. He subsequently joined the distinguished law firm of Newles, Schofield, De Leon and Company, where he was a partner for over 16 years before his appointment as a judge of the Supreme Court in September 2002. In January 2012, Brooks was appointed to the Court of Appeal. And those are the stories making news. I am Shelley-Ann Hill. We will now take a break and then join Christopher Scott with sports.